All right, so today I kind of wanted to talk about this idea of the loosh script, which is what I've called it. It's some people call it a life script that you choose before you incarnate onto this plane of existence, but I like to call it the loosh script because I've gotten this download recently, which is basically that like the life script that you choose before you incarnate is designed to essentially produce as much loosh as possible. And like the reason why I bring this up is because of the fact that I've experienced yeah, like looking back on my life, I've just experienced like these loops that keep on happening. And this is an interesting thing that you can notice is if you look back on your life, if you remember the traumatic events in your life, if you remember like just like the sequence of events in your life, like okay, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, you will start to notice loops. You will start to notice reoccurring themes where you encounter the same kinds of people in the same kinds of situations that induce the same kind of reaction from you. And and I think this is like an important thing to realize is like if you want to escape the reincarnation cycle, if you want to escape the soul trap, is that you need to learn what this script is. And essentially, and I've broken it down into into these things. I call them like loosh drives, and also like which is basically that um, you have motivations that are driven by some previous trauma, right? And there's also this thing that I like to call them loosh points, which are like pressure points that generate loosh, which means that like because what this AI in this system does is that it repeatedly identifies. Like what makes a person generate the most loosh, like what makes a person repeatedly generate loosh, and the AI is sort of very good at that, is that it's very good at sort of identifying like how do I poke this person in order to generate illusion, in order to get them angry or sad or depressed or anxious as much as possible. And so what will happen is that this AI will put NPCs, which are or they'll send entities to possess a person, really, or whether it's at the workplace, and like a person gets mad at you and they start hating on you for no reason, or or maybe it's not even a person being possessed by an entity. It's just like I said before, it's an NPC that the AI puts there in order to just get you to generate loosh. And this is something that that I've noticed in the workplace where basically there's always like, and also like bullying in school, like there's always like I experienced this loop from like middle school to high school where like I got yelled at by my science teacher two times. I got by two different science teachers. I got made fun of by this group of girls that sort of just made fun of me in every one of my classes. That happened twice with two different groups of girls, and so that happened as a loop. So like those elements repeated themselves for some reason, and I just look at that, and I also look at in the workplace as well, like where sometimes you just have people who hate on you for no reason, and I've experienced the same kind of like the same kinds of people just like randomly hate on me or just randomly just be hostile towards me, and it's the same kind of person. They look the same, they behave the same, and they show up, and how it's almost like it's almost scripted. It's almost like I'm living in the Truman Show or something, right? And so like those are components that I see in like the loosh script or like the life script, which is that like yet again it's designed to get you to generate as much loosh as possible to get you into a negative state of being. And so like those loosh drives that I talked about, like it basically, like if you experience some trauma in your past, what will happen is that if it's unresolved, then you might feel the need to do something. It's almost like, oh, I need to prove my worth as a person, or if I don't do this, then I'm not good enough, right? Like it's like that kind of stuff. That's a loosh drive. It's loosh because there's a looshy energy that's behind it. And so like there's like the loosh points, which is like, oh, okay, like basically like pet peeves but like more extreme, right? It's like if someone's like micromanaging you or something, like the might like the in the workplace, like the AI just might put an NPC that just like constantly micromanages or constantly criticizes you in like the tiniest ways to try to get under your skin, right? And I've experienced that myself, where like there does seem to be this sort of targeted sort of situation. Like I'm not saying that that happens all the time, but like yeah, I've seen it happen occasionally. Like I'm not saying that this happens all the time, where it's like, oh my gosh, it's everyone, right? Like everyone's it's like everyone's an agent from the government. Like I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I do see that there are loops and scripted situations that tend to repeat themselves across my life as I've experienced it. And this is so it's almost like Westworld, if you've ever seen that show, where it's like where it's like you're like the NPCs or like the hosts or what they call them, like they have like scripted situations. Their memory gets erased and then they like start from the beginning again to play out a certain storyline, and that tends to happen with like with this reincarnation matrix, where I think that you do have this uh, like for the souls that incarnate here, you have these scripts and these loops and these scripted situations that are designed to produce as much to get a reaction out of the person that's incarnated here, to that's designed to get a reaction as much as possible out of a person in this matrix. And so I talked about loosh drives, I talked about loosh points, and I think there's also there's like a third thing that I wanted to talk about that related to this, and I think that it's oh my gosh, what is it? I think oh, what is it? Yeah, like damn, maybe I'll think of it. But yeah, like I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about this loosh script, because I do feel that that there is a script behind this reincarnation matrix, that every time you enter a reincarnate that you incarnate into a physical body, that there is a script behind it that is designed. It's designed to get you to get looshy motivations, those loosh drives by trauma, basically, and it also is designed to get it to sort of poke at your loosh points, to try to get under your skin and try to get you to get into like that negative sort of victim state of being, where you're just constantly angry, constantly sad all the time. And so I do think that like acknowledging that script, and seeing the loops that keep reoccurring in your past, and seeing the like the scripted situations, seeing the NPCs and the entities that are in these situations, I think is like really important, right? To sort of see, oh, it's almost like a know thyself sort of situation, where you want to know what it is that gets a rise out of you, what you want to know, what it is that um, like what kinds of people to avoid. Like if you encounter like those types of narcissistic people in like the workplace, or if you encounter those types of narcissistic people that tend to like just target you for no reason, then to like avoid those places or to avoid those people as much as possible, and to figure out what is the script, or like what is the overall script, like where is your loose script supposed to head, right? It is like the loose script dangling like a carrot in front of you, and like the whole idea is that like you gain this desire to do something, and then like the system denies that to you, and so you're saying like, oh, like I wanted to do this my entire life, and all these failed dreams and all this other stuff, right? Like what if that's a part of the script? And like what if you don't actually want to do that thing that you say you want to do, but what if it's something that you feel like you have to do it because of a previous trauma, right? Because of a previous event, like now you feel like you want it, but it's actually something that you feel like you have to do out of a fearful place. And that's going to be really important if you want to escape this reincarnation matrix, is that it is to sort of identify that script, to look through your memories, and to see for yourself that there is this repetitious sort of thing going on, that there are loops and scripted situations that tend to pop up repeatedly. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a video about that, just to tell people, look through your memories, look through your life, and try to pick out the loose script. Try to see like what the script is, and how it's sort of designed to try to get you to generate loosh in this soul trap, in this reincarnation matrix. But yeah, I just want to make a video about that, just to tell people. Yeah.